I welcome you to my channel. Subscribe and listen to my new stories every day. Stacy's excitement about the bachelorette party is contagious as she prepares in front of the mirror. Her reflection shows her glowing with anticipation as she curls her hair, the soft sound of her favorite music playing in the background. She glances over at me with a smile. "I'm so glad you're okay with this," she says, adjusting her dress. "It's just one night with the girls." I chuckle, sitting on the edge of the bed, watching her. "Of course. You deserve to have fun. Besides, I trust you." She gives me a quick kiss on the cheek before heading out the door. The sound of her heels clicking on the floor fades, and I settle into the idea of her having a good time with her friends. It's been a while since she's had a night out, and I'm happy for her. The weekend passes uneventfully. Stacy returns late from the party, her perfume lingering in the air as she slips into bed beside me. There's nothing out of the ordinary. She's tired, she says, and falls asleep quickly. Life resumes as normal. That is, until a few days later, when my phone buzzes with an email notification. It's from an unknown sender, and the subject line reads, "Thought you should know." Curious, I open the email. What I see freezes me to the core. It's a series of photos from the bachelorette party. Stacy, my wife, is at the center of them. But these aren't your typical party shots. Stacy is almost naked, laughing and dancing intimately with several men. One image after another, the scenes grow wilder. My stomach churns with disbelief. I stare at the screen, my heart pounding. This can't be real. I feel sick, but there's no denying what I'm seeing. These photos, they're damning. And the worst part? They didn't come from some anonymous account or a mistake. The email is signed by someone named Erica, a name I recognize as one of Stacy's friends. In a daze, I scroll to the bottom of the email, and there's a final note. "I thought you deserved to know the truth. I've been holding this in for too long. Stacy isn't the woman you think she is. I was there that night. I've always been in love with you, and I can't watch her do this to you anymore. You don't deserve it. Erica." The words blur in front of my eyes, and I drop my phone onto the table. This wasn't just some party mistake. This was betrayal. Cold, calculated, and flaunted right in front of me. Hours pass as I replay the last few days, trying to piece together the moments when she could have lied to me. Stacy had always been convincing, affectionate, but now I see it, her careful omissions, the way she changed the subject when I asked how the party went. All those little things I'd ignored. I don't confront her immediately. No, I'm too stunned, too broken. But my mind races with thoughts of revenge, plans that begin to form in the shadows of my anger. If she can deceive me so easily, so callously, then she doesn't deserve mercy. That evening, when Stacy comes home, she's all smiles. She leans in for a kiss, but I pull back slightly, masking my disgust with a thin smile. She doesn't notice, why would she? She thinks she's gotten away with it. "How was your day?" she asks, her voice light as she tosses her bag onto the couch. "Busy," I reply, my voice neutral. "Got an interesting email today." Her eyes flicker for a moment, but she recovers quickly, the smile never leaving her face. "Oh. From who?" I let her question hang in the air, not answering right away. She fidgets, something she rarely does. "I'll show you later," I say, keeping my tone even. "I think you'll find it enlightening." The tension builds between us, but she still doesn't suspect anything. I can see the guilt creeping into her expression, but she doesn't dare ask. I don't give her the chance to. The next few days, I begin my plan. I start small, little jabs that only I understand. Changing the passcodes to our shared accounts, subtly rerouting her bills so she'll be hit with unexpected charges. It's petty, I know, but it's just the beginning. I need her to feel the cracks in her perfect world before I completely shatter it. One evening, when she's out again, I forward the incriminating email to her work address. I watch, knowing it will only be a matter of time before her coworkers see the pictures, before whispers start spreading. Let her suffer the humiliation. And Erica, she reaches out again, this time with more messages. She's insistent that she's always had feelings for me, that Stacy has been cheating for months. It's almost too much to process, but I keep Erica close. She's useful, feeding me more details, more ammunition to use against my wife. It's not long before Stacy's world begins to crumble. The first signs come when she walks through the door after work, her face pale and drawn. "Something's wrong," she says, her voice trembling. "I think someone's spreading rumors about me at the office." I barely glance at her. "Really? What kind of rumors?" "I don't know, something about that party," she stammers. "Someone's seen pictures." I shrug, feigning indifference. "Maybe they saw the email I got. You know, the one with the pictures of you with those guys." Her face drains of color, and she stares at me, wide-eyed. What are you talking about?" I smile coldly, the satisfaction of revenge curling in my chest. "You know exactly what I'm talking about, Stacy." She crumbles, the facade she's maintained for so long collapsing under the weight of her lies. But this is just the beginning. I have more in store for her. The moment stretches in silence. Stacy stands frozen in the doorway, her expression shifting from shock to desperation as the weight of my words settles in. I let her squirm, enjoying the few seconds it takes for the reality of her betrayal to hit home. She opens her mouth to speak, but no words come out. I rise from the couch slowly, crossing the room to where she stands, her body stiff as a board. "What's wrong, Stacy? You look like you've seen a ghost." Her lips tremble, and finally, she manages to speak. "I can explain. Please, just listen to me." I tilt my head, pretending to be interested, though my insides churn with disgust. "Explain? Oh, I'm dying to hear this. Tell me how you're going to justify dancing around half-naked with other men at that party." My voice is calm, but every word drips with venom. She steps toward me, her hands trembling as she reaches for mine. "It wasn't what it looked like. We were just having fun. It didn't mean anything, I swear." I pull my hands away from her, taking a step back. "Having fun? Stacy, do you think I'm stupid? You're lying to my face, and the worst part is, I already know the truth." Her eyes widen. "What do you mean?" "Erica," I say flatly. "She sent me the pictures. She told me everything." Stacy's breath hitches, and for a brief second, her mask slips. "Erica. That bitch. She's always been jealous. You can't believe her. She's lying." "Oh, I believe her," I interrupt, my voice cutting through her protest. "Because I saw the photos." "The photos don't lie, Stacy. You do." She stumbles backward, her face flushed with panic now. "Please, it was just a mistake, I didn't." I can't stand to hear another excuse. My fist slams against the wall, the sudden noise making her jump. "Enough. I'm not going to sit here and listen to your pathetic lies. You cheated on me. Don't you dare try to twist this into something else." Tears well up in her eyes, and she wipes them away with the back of her hand. "I made a mistake, okay? But it wasn't serious. I love you." I laugh bitterly, shaking my head. "Love? You love me? Is that what you call it? Sneaking around, making me look like a fool while you're out partying like a single woman?" She crumples into herself, sobbing now, but I don't feel any sympathy. This is what she deserves. "I was going to tell you," she chokes out between sobs. I was going to come clean. Oh, really? When, Stacy? After you finished humiliating me? After everyone else knew? I stepped closer, staring her down. I'm not just angry. I'm done. You've destroyed everything we had. No, no, please don't say that, she pleads, grabbing my arm desperately. We can fix this. I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. I shake her off, my patience worn thin. Leave you? Oh, Stacy. I'm not going anywhere yet. Not until you know what it feels like to lose everything. Her sobs stop, and she looks at me, confusion knitting her brow. What are you talking about? You'll see, I say coldly. You thought you could walk all over me, but you've underestimated just how far I'm willing to go. You took everything from me, and now I'm going to return the favor. Her face pales, and she steps back, fear creeping into her eyes. You're scaring me. What are you going to do? I smile darkly. You should be scared. The next few days are a whirlwind of activity behind Stacy's back. I dig into every financial account we share, every asset, every joint venture. My aim is simple: isolate her, leave her with nothing. I begin with our savings, transferring everything to an account under my name. She won't notice immediately, she's too focused on trying to salvage our relationship. But when she does, it will be too late. Every morning, she tries to make small talk, tries to pretend everything's normal, but the tension between us grows thicker by the day. I don't respond to her attempts, and the silence drives her insane. I can see it in her eyes. She's teetering on the edge, but I'm not ready to push her just yet. One evening, when she's in the shower, I pick up her phone. She's careless now, forgetting to hide things the way she probably used to. I scroll through her recent messages, finding nothing that stands out, until I open her conversation with Erica. There it is, confirmation of everything I suspected. Erica, does he know yet? Stacy, no. He hasn't said anything. I think I can still fix this. He hasn't left me yet, but I'm scared. Erica, he deserves better. You know that, right? Stacy, I know. But I love him. I don't want to lose him. I chuckle. She's grasping at straws now, trying to keep her sinking ship afloat. I forward the messages to myself, another piece of evidence for when I pull the final trigger. The next day, I confront Erica. I meet her at a coffee shop downtown, far enough away that Stacy won't catch wind of it. Erica arrives, nervous, her eyes darting around as she sits down across from me. Did you tell her you were meeting me? I ask, keeping my tone casual. No, Erica replies, biting her lip. I didn't. I don't want to make things worse. They're already worse, I say. You knew she was cheating on me. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I didn't know how to, she admits, her eyes downcast. I've been in love with you for so long, and seeing her treat you like that, it killed me. I lean back in my chair, studying her. There's something unsettling about how she talks about her feelings for me, but I push it aside for now. She's useful, and that's all I need from her. For now. Thanks for the pictures, I say finally. They've been helpful. Erica smiles weakly, but there's a flicker of hope in her eyes. Does this mean we could? No, I cut her off. This isn't about us. This is about Stacy. But don't worry, I'm not done with her yet. Erica's face falls, but she nods, clearly disappointed. I leave the cafe with a clear mind. Stacy thinks she can fix things, but she doesn't know that the storm is just beginning. When I'm finished with her, she won't have a life left to cling to. And then, I'll walk away for good. I sit at the kitchen table, my phone resting in front of me. Stacy is still asleep upstairs, unaware that today is the day I start tearing her world apart for good. The plan has been in motion for weeks, little by little, and now it's time to pull the rug out from under her feet. I've already emptied our joint accounts, moved the money where she can't touch it. The credit cards are all maxed out in her name. She'll soon realize she's been living in a house of cards. And now, I'm about to topple it. I glance at the clock, it's almost time. I pick up my phone and send a quick message to her boss, an anonymous tip about Stacy's recent indiscretions at the office. I know she's been sleeping with him. Erica had confirmed that during our last conversation. He thinks it's been a secret, but now that I'm in control, there are no secrets left. I wait for the fallout to begin. The first bomb will drop any minute now. Just as I'm about to leave the kitchen, I hear Stacy's soft footsteps coming down the stairs. She appears in the doorway, still in her pajamas, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Her hair's a mess, and for a second, I feel a pang of something, maybe regret, maybe pity. But it's gone in an instant. "Morning," she says, her voice groggy. "What are you doing up so early?" "I couldn't sleep," I say, keeping my voice even, calm. "A lot on my mind." She crosses the room and sits at the table, oblivious to the storm brewing. "I've noticed. You've been distant lately. Can we talk?" I lean against the counter, folding my arms across my chest. "What do you want to talk about?" She hesitates, picking at the corner of the table. "I know things have been hard between us. But I want to make things right. I'm sorry for everything that happened. The party, the stupid pictures. I wasn't thinking." "Weren't thinking?" I echo, my voice laced with sarcasm. "You weren't thinking when you were half naked in front of those guys, or when you were texting your boss about how much you wanted him. Which part, exactly, didn't involve thinking?" Her face flushes, and she stares down at her hands. "I know I messed up, okay? But I love you, and I don't want to lose you." I push off the counter, my anger rising. "Love? You call this love? Stacy, you've been lying to me for months. I trusted you, and you made me look like an idiot. You didn't care then, and you don't care now." Tears well in her eyes, and she looks up at me, pleading. "Please, we can fix this. I'll do whatever it takes." I shake my head, my voice cold. "It's too late for that. You've already broken everything. And now, you're going to face the consequences." She flinches at my words, and I see the panic setting in. "What do you mean? What consequences?" Before I can answer, her phone, which is sitting on the table between us, buzzes loudly. She glances at the screen, confusion flashing across her face as she sees the caller ID, her boss. Her hand trembles as she picks it up, and I can see the fear in her eyes. She hesitates, then answers. "Hello." I watch her face carefully as she listens, her expression quickly shifting from confusion to horror. Her boss's voice is loud enough for me to hear snippets of the conversation. Photos, rumors, cannot be associated, inappropriate behavior. Stacy's face turns pale, and her free hand grips the edge of the table as if it's the only thing keeping her grounded. "No, no, that's not true," she stammers into the phone. "I didn't. I never, please, you have to believe me." The conversation is brief. Her boss's voice cuts through her desperate attempts to explain, and then the call ends abruptly. Stacy lowers the phone, her hand shaking, and stares at me in shock. They fired me," she whispers, her voice barely audible. I raise an eyebrow, feigning surprise. "Fired you? Why would they do that?" Her wide eyes lock onto mine, and for the first time, she seems to suspect that this is no coincidence. "What did you do?" she demands, her voice rising. I smile, letting her see the satisfaction in my eyes. "I told them the truth. About you. About the photos. About what you've been doing behind my back." She stands up abruptly, the chair scraping against the floor. "You told them? Why would you do that?" You ruined everything. I ruined everything. I take a step toward her, my voice hard. No, Stacy. You did that all on your own. I'm just making sure you face the consequences. She shakes her head, tears spilling down her cheeks. This isn't fair. You're punishing me for a mistake. It was just one night. One night. I interrupt, laughing bitterly. Is that what you're telling yourself? Because I know about your affair with your boss. I know about every lie, every betrayal. Don't try to downplay it now. Her tears turn into sobs, but I feel nothing. She brought this on herself, and now, she's paying the price. I'm done with you, I say, my voice flat. You can pack your things and leave. The house is in my name, the accounts are in my name. You'll get nothing from me. Stacy collapses into the chair, burying her face in her hands. Please, don't do this. I'll do anything. I'll go to therapy, I'll quit drinking, whatever you want. Just don't throw me out. I stare at her, unmoved. It's over, Stacy. You should have thought about the consequences before you betrayed me. Now, you're on your own. She sobs harder, but I've already checked out emotionally. There's no going back. I've made sure she's lost everything, her job, her reputation, her home. And soon, she'll lose her husband too. I leave her there, broken and crying, and head upstairs to start packing my things. I'm not leaving just yet, but I'll be gone before she can try to cling to what little is left of our marriage. There's nothing left for her here, and I'll make sure she knows it. As I pack, I get another message from Erica. She's checking in, probably hoping to hear about Stacy's downfall. I glance at my phone, considering my response. Erica is still useful, but I can't let her get too comfortable. She's part of this game, but she's not my prize. I don't reply. Instead, I focus on the endgame, freedom. Stacy thinks this is the worst it can get, but she has no idea what's coming next. When I'm done, she won't just lose her life. She'll lose everything she ever thought she had. And then, I'll disappear. Forever. The house is eerily quiet. Stacy's sobs have finally stopped, and I sit alone in the dark living room, sipping whiskey, feeling the bitterness of it burn down my throat. The final stage of my plan is set. I have broken her, taken everything from her. But it's not enough. No, there's one more thing left to do, one final move to ensure Stacy and Erica never recover from their betrayal. I glance at the clock. It's almost midnight. Stacy is still upstairs, likely drowning in her misery. She hasn't spoken a word since I told her to pack and leave. But she won't be leaving on her own terms. Not tonight. I make a call to Erica, my voice steady as I leave a message. I need to see you. Come over in an hour. It's urgent. It's the last piece of the puzzle, the final twist they'll never see coming. The plan has been brewing for weeks, and Erica's unwitting complicity has made it easy. She's been so obsessed with her fantasy of us together, she's blinded herself to the real game. But tonight, I'll make sure she understands the price of her betrayal. She, too, will pay. An hour later, I hear the soft knock on the front door. It's Erica. I take a deep breath, steadying myself, and open the door to find her standing there, eyes wide with expectation. She looks nervous, but hopeful. She's always wanted more from me than I was willing to give. Come in, I say, stepping aside. She enters, glancing around the dimly lit room. Is Stacy here? She asks, her voice uncertain. She's upstairs, I reply, my tone casual. Don't worry, she won't be a problem anymore. Erica's eyes widen, her lips curving into a faint smile. She thinks she's won. She thinks tonight is the night we finally end this charade and start fresh. I lead her into the living room and offer her a drink, which she accepts without hesitation. We sit in silence for a moment, the tension between us thick. Erica fidgets with her glass, her eyes darting toward the staircase. "So, what's going to happen now?" she asks softly, trying to sound casual, but the anticipation in her voice betrays her. I lean back in my chair, studying her. "What do you think should happen?" She bites her lip, then looks at me with those pleading eyes. "I think, we can finally be together. You don't need her anymore. We can start over, just you and me." I smile, but there's no warmth in it. "You really think that's what I want? After everything?" She blinks, her brow furrowing in confusion. I thought you said you were done with her. That you wanted her out of your life." "Oh, I do," I say, my voice low, menacing. "But you, Erica, you're just as much a part of this mess as she is." Her face pales, and she sets the glass down on the table with trembling hands. "What do you mean?" "I helped you. I showed you the truth about Stacy." "You showed me the truth," I interrupt, my voice cold as ice. "But you didn't do it out of the goodness of your heart, did you? You did it because you wanted to break us apart, so you could take her place." Erica shakes her head, panic flashing across her face. "No, that's not true. I wanted to help you because I care about you. I've always cared about you." I stand up, towering over her, and she recoils. "You don't care about me, Erica. You care about the idea of me. You think you're different from Stacy, but you're just as selfish. You knew exactly what you were doing." Her eyes widen in fear as she realizes that she's miscalculated, that the game she thought she was winning is about to end with her downfall. "Please," she whispers, standing up slowly. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I wanted you to see the truth." "Oh, I saw the truth all right," I reply, my voice deadly calm. "I saw the truth about you and Stacy. You both wanted to play games with me, and now, you're going to see what happens when you cross the line." Before she can react, I step forward, grabbing her by the wrist, my grip tight enough to make her wince. "You're not walking away from this, Erica. Not like this." Tears stream down her face, and she tries to pull away, but I hold her firm. "What are you going to do?" she sobs, her voice barely above a whisper. I lean in close, my voice a harsh whisper. "I'm going to destroy both of you. Stacy may have thought she was the mastermind, but you're the one who gave me the tools to burn her life to the ground. And now, I'm going to burn yours too." I let go of her wrist and pull out my phone. Her eyes dart nervously to it as I swipe through my contacts and hit send on a message I prepared days ago. "You should check your email, Erica," I say calmly, watching as her phone buzzes in her pocket. With trembling hands, she pulls it out, her face contorting in horror as she reads the message. Attached to the email is a series of screenshots, her messages to me, her confessions of love, and the damning details of how she helped orchestrate Stacy's downfall. But the most devastating part? It's been sent to Stacy, her colleagues, and every person of importance in her life. "No," she gasps, clutching the phone to her chest. You can't do this." "I already have," I say, stepping back. "You thought you could manipulate me into being with you. You thought you were in control. Now everyone knows who you really are. The friend who betrayed her best friend for a fantasy." Erica stumbles backward, her world crumbling in front of her. "You're a monster," she cries, her voice breaking. "How could you?" I shrug, unbothered. "You made your choice, Erica. Now you have to live with it." At that moment, I hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Stacy appears in the doorway, her face swollen with tears. She sees Erica, and for a second, confusion flickers across her features before she looks at me. "What's going on?" she asks, her voice hoarse. I smile coldly, gesturing to Erica. "Your best friend here. She's been helping me this whole time." Sending me the pictures, telling me about your affair. She thought she could take your place. Stacy's face twists in anger, and she glares at Erica. You did this? Erica collapses into sobs, unable to speak, and Stacy looks at me, her eyes burning with hatred. You planned this, she accuses, her voice shaking. You planned all of this to ruin us. I step toward her, my face inches from hers. You ruined yourself, Stacy. You and Erica both. All I did was make sure you got what you deserved. She slaps me, hard, but I barely feel it. I hate you, she hisses, tears streaming down her face. I'll never forgive you. I laugh, the sound cold and hollow. I don't need your forgiveness. I just need you out of my life. And with that, I turn my back on both of them, walking out the door, leaving behind the wreckage of their lives. The night is cold, but I don't feel it. All I feel is the satisfaction of knowing that I've won. They'll never recover from this. And I'll never look back.